Wait.
Are we
What?
good?
How does it
Are
go?
we
It
rolling?
goes.
You know the song more than I do. I just know the chorus.
How can we dance when the earth is turning?
How do we sleep?
How do we sleep when our
beds
beds are burning? You never the song.
I'm gonna turn off.
You
your
don't know
mic.
that song?
No, I'm gonna turn off your mic if you keep singing.
All right, fine. Well, let's talk about movies.
Hey,
Hey, everybody, welcome back to
welcome.
Stacked, episode 128. 28?
Sure.
So,
I don't
yeah.
remember.
Who cares? Just keeping track of this. I'm the only one who keeps track. I'm not doing a great job.
He's drinking wine, as you can tell.
I'm drinking wine, as you can tell, because guess what? Oh, because my mic was away. Sorry about that.
It's the Oscars.
It's the Oscars, and come on, if you didn't have a good time and cut loose a little bit during the Oscars, you're a narc. Okay, we had a good time. We had some drinks. We had
dressed
fun.
up.
We dressed up.
Yeah, let's do a quick going down the row, starting with you, Brandon. What do we dress
Who are you
up
wearing?
as?
Who are you wearing?
I'm wearing Paul Hunnam from The Holdovers. You can put a little picture.
I might not, but I think people can put two and two together.
Yeah, exactly. Watch the movie.
I am clearly dressed up as Hariyama from the international feature film Perfect Days, one of the best movies of last year. I love cleaning toilets. I love just living the simple life. Who are you wearing, Chris?
I don't even know the name of the actor or the character.
Teo Yu.
But it's your favorite
Yeah.
movie.
There it is.
Eva's your
Yeah.
favorite movie last year.
Teo Yu. Is
And
that
Haesung.
Hai Sung.
Haesung?
Yeah, Hai Sung.
in past lives? Yeah. I'm longing. I'm feeling it. I got no women and I got no Oscars.
And then I'm wearing. I was originally going for Dominic Sessa from The Holdovers, but I don't have the curly hair, so I'm going as the Mr. Kuntz, which is the dick
jackass.
kid. The jackass kid,
Yeah.
or just insert any random Barton boy from The Holdovers. That's what I'm going as. So, yeah, great.
Well, we just got done watching the show.
We did. So we're gonna do like a little quick recap.
Kind of
Like a
The
little
show-
debrief kind
the
of
show
thing.
just happened like what, half an hour ago?
Yeah.
An hour ago?
So this is fresh on the mind, fresh thoughts, reactions.
What were your guys' like overall impressions of like the show? Not like the awards themselves, but like
As a
the-
show?
Yeah, like the comedic aspects or lack thereof.
Nothing like particularly strong. I felt, but like also like nothing offensively bad or anything like that. I didn't mind it. How
Yeah.
about you guys? Did you guys have any qualms or praises?
I thought it was awkward. Like
on Kimmel's part, or
no, I think I don't know. Every year it seems like they're changing like the person who like produces and like show runs that.
Yeah.
And like they won't change host like because Kimmel was doing the same like kind of shtick that we were used to seeing him do, like roasting movies for their long run times or like having the ones that are more popular get more like attention. But more often than not, I actually thought it was kind of awkward, like their cutaways to that like hallway. And then having the winner of those awards like walk through the hallway right by somebody who's presenting or saying something. It's just so like super awkward.
I wonder though if that was like intentional to kind of create like little like interactions backstage to kind of make it feel like, oh, we're getting a peek behind the curtain, getting more authentic reactions.
Usually it's
Right.
like a camera like following them and like they're running into like an after award show host. But I was like, there's nothing happening. They're just walking.
Yeah.
They're walking and they're crashing into other people who are presenting other things.
Right.
So it felt like congested to say the least. But the show itself, pretty funny. There were some really great bits though.
Yeah.
So
There were.
hilarious.
What were your guys' like highlight? I think
Oh.
one of
I
the
think
biggest
there's one
highlights.
there's one I think that.
Well, in terms of the bits, in terms of like the little comedic bits
Yeah.
that they did.
it's my new phone wallpaper.
Yes. So tell us about it. What
Show
happened,
it off.
Chris?
Pull out
Well,
your phone
let me
right
pull
now.
it out for you.
And put
So
it as close to the camera, and I'll zoom in as much as I can.
okay. Well, does this
We'll
thing
make sure all
does
I
this
got
thing
it,
shift
yeah.
focus?
Make sure your family's not like telling you that.
I don't know if y'all can see
that
this,
something
but there
dramatic's
you go.
happening. Look at
Yeah, for anyone who might not know. Oh, that's the wrong thing. There you go. John Cena made a nice little appearance as the presenter for the costume design award,
Or lack thereof.
but for him, lack thereof costume because he was completely naked. Yeah, and I just think John Cena is one of the funniest people in Hollywood. So
He deserves more roles.
I think he really
comedically.
does. I think he's a very talented actor.
Yeah. And that bit was just so funny because it's like it's unexpected, but it also wrapped into like Oscar history with like the streaker.
Yeah.
Like from.
It was cool.
Oh yeah. I
Yeah,
loved it.
it was a
Loved
good
it.
bit. That was a very that will go down as one of the more memorable like bits in like Oscars history.
I could have sworn it was going to be Barry Keoghan that was going to
For Saltburn.
Yeah, 'cause
That would've
that
worked.
was like the talk of the town. I was like, oh,
And
Barry
also-
Keoghan with his big dong hanging out not in Saltburn, you know, and like that he was naked for that one, the Vanity Fair.
Yeah,
show,
like
right?
he did like a
he
little like
was.
So I thought they're
Spring,
like,
yeah.
I'm like, oh, they're just gonna bring it back. But when I saw, I was like,
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit, okay, it's John Cena. That's way better
It was great.
because he's the funniest. Yeah.
The other standout, obviously Messi from an Anatomy.
I'm
of
so
a
glad he
Fall.
made it. There was talk
Made
that he
it-
wasn't gonna.
Technically,
he made it to the telecast, but there's word that apparently all of that was like pre-filmed.
That's
Really?
okay. I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Let that be the case.
He was in the program.
He was in the
Yeah.
program.
He was a part of the
It's a
show.
And
Part of the
then
show.
I'm Just Ken. My
Yeah.
Wonderful,
goodness.
Delivered.
wonderful performance.
My
Oh my goodness. Slash came on.
It
Oh, that's a
totally
little surprise.
totally brought down the house.
I feel
and,
like
yeah.
that was a Ryan Gosling like request. He's like, I need Slash for this.
Yeah.
You know, like let's go full ham.
He
on this-
grabbed
on
the
this number.
cameraman's arm.
that was
Oh my, that was so funny.
They had
Yeah.
the actors from some of the actors from the movie. that
Yeah,
were
Simon
on
Leo
it.
came
Simon
out,
Leo,
yeah.
Shurigawa.
And
Scott
I don't know.
Evans.
I was watching that, and it really made me think: like, is Gosling like in contention to being the biggest movie star right now? Because like you see that, and it's like, what other actor can pull that off?
Let's determine that after we see the Fall Guy.
Yeah, we'll see.
Once
We'll,
we see
we'll,
the-
Is it gonna
we'll
be
review
good?
the
Once
Fall
we
Guy on
see
the
the
show.
box office numbers for the Fall Guy, I feel like because that is him and Emily Blunt. They're rolling off their Oscars hype.
Yeah,
I feel like that movie's gonna determine because that
It's
No.
open summer.
nobody's seeing that movie for like, oh, let's go see like the cool movie about the stunt guy that does action that actually does action.
it's a movie star
No,
vehicle.
it's a Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt movie.
Yeah,
If that movie makes a shitload of money, those two are stars, like actual stars.
Yeah.
Like top
Movie
tier.
star is back.
Movie stars top.
but that was just incredible. Like we don't even see that throughout Oscars history because usually it's the musician performing the song, rightfully so. But this was so unique in that we see this like multi-talented guy. He's at the top of his game, performing a number from like arguably one of the most not arguably one of the most iconic movies of the year, arguably the most
The biggest.
iconic.
I'm gonna say it's the biggest movie. Of
Oh
last
well,
year.
I mean by numbers
Financially,
figures,
yeah.
yeah.
Let's
like,
look at the
literally,
numbers
that's-
here.
Yeah, that's not even debatable. I mean, yeah, statistics, but yeah, the I'm Just Ken, they totally knocked it out of the park.
Was there anything else, or do you guys want to get into the award winners?
Like things that we really liked or disliked.
yeah.
Not in particular. Like little things. Like for example, the In Memoriam. The
Kinda
camera work
awkward.
was pretty horrendous.
How do you
Horrible.
mess that up, man? It's
Just show me the
just show the
freaking people.
faces.
Like,
Like we don't need
I don't need to see the
dancers.
dancers.
Yeah, why-
No,
like-
have a nice singer.
Yeah.
Sing a nice song, and like let's just take a moment and see the faces of the people who we lost the past year.
It felt to me that this is like one of the first years they focus more. And maybe this is just me. Like, this is the first time I've ever talked about an Oscars episode like 30 minutes after the show. But like, it felt like they focused more on the production rather than who passed away.
Yeah.
You know, which didn't sit right with me.
No.
But maybe I thought that in past years, or maybe I was just too dumb to like realize that.
Yeah.
I don't know. But for me, I was just like, yeah, they're like, I can't see who's dead. You know?
Yeah, it was hard to
Like
read.
they're focusing more. They were focusing more on like how the stage looked. It wasn't even focused on like the dancers or the band. It was they were trying to get like all of them in the frame, but it was still too far.
Yeah.
That it just
text was,
I
like,
felt totally disconnected
tiny.
from it,
Yeah.
which is sad because like a lot of important people died this year.
Mm-hmm.
Do you disagree?
No, it's just like who do you?
He
who
was.
do you,
I was like, what?
Well, I think
No,
every year.
Every
that's-
year there's important people. I just want to make sure that
No. Yeah,
of
everyone
course.
is important people, but I feel like this
more
year there
important
was-
than others. You know?
No, I didn't say more important. I just said there's also important people. I never said that there wasn't important people who have died before this year. You're putting those words in my mouth.
It's just implied. That's all.
Okay.
All right.
All right, but let's talk about the actual awards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should we share our results from our predictions
Yeah.
from last episode?
So how'd we do?
So of 23,
Yes.
Brandon, what'd you get?
I got 16.
Ethan?
I got 17.
I also got 16.
And I got 16 as well. So
And
Ethan's
that
the winner.
makes me the winner.
Hey, bum, 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 bum.
And not just me. Tori, she's over there.
Yeah.
I don't feel like pulling my phone out to film her right now, but she's there. Look there. You may have seen her toe. We share this win tonight, and I feel like an all-star right now.
I'm proud of you.
This is the first year I've ever beaten you in predictions.
Yeah.
And I just feel on cloud 9 right now.
I mean, we all felt like it was a pretty easy year, but there were still some surprises.
I
Like,
think
yeah.
in
us.
terms of surprises, I think just the biggest standout was just Poor Things really overperformed.
Really performed.
It stole a lot of awards from Barbie, arguably.
Yep.
There was a lot of text that people thought was just softballs for Barbie that Poor Things ended up taking home, like
Costuming.
production design, costume. It took home makeup.
Poor
right?
Things took home 4 awards tonight.
Wow, great night for Poor Things.
I think we really underestimated how much Hollywood loves that film.
I just thought it was
From
too
our
weird.
last episode,
Yeah.
and I remember seeing it online. I'm just like that people were putting out stuff like, "Hey, Hollywood really loves Poor Things," But I was still in the old mindset. I'm like, no, that's too weird. It's
Too out
weird.
there.
It's
After
too out
last
there
year,
for Hollywood.
when Everything Everywhere won, which is like,
No,
Weird
but
Al.
still, I don't know. Like, Everything Everywhere at Once is like, it's a weird film, but it's not a sexually weird film.
And it's also still
You know
like
what I mean?
very wholesome. It's family centric,
Yeah.
and this movie like deals with a lot of Poor Things. That is deals with a lot of like more risque themes
right.
that I think might drive some more conservative minded people away.
I was enamored
Absolutely.
with the wins because all of the texts the only one that I think I could go back and forth on with Barbie is costuming because like we said in the show, it's like they were adapting a lot of those costumes, but the production design aspect of things, the makeup was gorgeous, and actress Emma Stone beat out Lily Gladstone.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm not going to say it was a surprise, but I'm just going to be like,
I mean, it kind of was because I think
it was an upset, but not a surprise.
You think so?
If that makes any sense.
You think it was an upset?
I think it was an upset, just from like, I don't know, just tracking how Oscar like voters usually vote for stuff, and how the rest of the award season was going.
Right.
I was like, okay, I felt pretty confident that it was going to be a little easier, And I know Emma Stone was the number 2,
Yeah.
but like, it was crazy that she won.
Mm-hmm.
And you were her champion.
I was. I love the performance. I think it's like
It's a
It's a brilliant
Because she-
oh yeah,
I think it might be her career defining her performance. I mean I can't speak because I don't know the future. I'm not fucking Paul Atreides.
You
But
did.
like at this point, I think this is her best performance that she's given
yeah.
in her career.
Yeah, I agree.
So we don't know.
I would say so too.
It's
yeah.
it's tough because I felt the same way about Kate Blanchett last year for Tar. Like I loved her more in that movie than I've ever loved Kate Blanchett in any movie.
Right.
So the same goes for Emma Stone this year. So it felt like not to diminish Lily Gladstone's performance. It's a great performance. Joey actually has a lot to say on it.
He's got a lot.
Joey's a big Lily Gladstone.
We've
stan.
we've sectioned away 15 minutes for him.
yeah. All right,
About it.
clear
Have
the
at it.
space. Yeah,
Let's-
put down the mics, guys.
let's hear it,
man. No, here's the thing. I'm not as upset as I thought it was gonna be because, like, you're absolutely right. It's like such a career-defining performance for Emma Stone, and like, I'm not gonna say that it didn't deserve it. I think it 100% deserves it. She completely carries that movie. She's incredible. Like, I'm not doubting Emma Stone's talent. I think it's a well-deserved award. I just think for me personally, Lily Gladstone's performance in Killers just emotionally affected me more. And I was kind of talking because Brandon asked me, like, what is it about that performance that had you so enamored? And it's just Lily's ability to convey so much with so little. Like, you just need to look into her eyes and you get everything. And I think I just really value a performance that can be incredibly nuanced like that. But I understand that, she wasn't in the movie a whole lot. Leonardo DiCaprio was the focus of the film. There was a big portion of that movie where she did get kind of sidelined. And it's also not totally an accessible movie. I mean, there's a lot of jokes about it being almost 4 hours, and it's a really dark and heavy subject matter. So I understand that it's not going to be everyone's cup of tea. I mean, clearly it got goose egg tonight, which is a bummer because I'm a huge fan of that movie. I love it. I think Martin Scorsese, it's some of his best work. I really do believe that. But I think Lily Gladstone, like, this was, she's now a prominent figure out there. She has a TV show coming out. You said she's going to be in a Charlie Kaufman movie coming out. Like, This is not the last you're going to see of her. It's not like a one and done deal. Like, Lily Gladstone has years of great work ahead of her, and I'm just excited to see what she does next.
This was her opening the gates.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Like,
Yeah.
She's not going anywhere.
she's got so much more in her, and I can't wait to see it.
Yeah.
You know?
So I'm going to be following her every time she's out in a movie or a TV show. I'm going to be dialing in.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we're
Me
gonna
too.
pour our glasses out for the other zero. Don't actually. Thank you. Zero.
Putting it in my mouth count.
Yeah, that works.
Cool.
Zero win movies. Past Lives and Maestro.
Past Lives, it's a bummer.
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
a bummer.
no-
I mean,
are
it
not any
was-
of us surprised though? Like,
No.
it was only up for 2 awards, and those are pretty easy to see.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's hard to
it's
compete
like,
in
you
those
know,
categories.
Yeah,
It
absolutely.
was in 2 tough categories, and Celine Song, she's got a just like Lily Gladstone.
Big career ahead of her.
She's got a huge career. She's already got work lined
Yeah.
up for her.
This
Yeah.
being her
So-
debut is like, yeah, you're gonna do fine.
If she delivers the same amount of quality that she's done for Past Lives, the awards
be fine.
the awards will be her and for her castmates soon enough.
Yeah.
You
yeah,
know?
absolutely.
So I'm not worried about it at all.
How did you guys feel about Barbie only winning original song this year? That's gonna cause a stir on
really?
Twitter. Yeah, only won one.
It only won 1 award, and it was original
Oh, yeah, it
song.
didn't
That's
even
because
win
poor
costume
things.
design.
I
uprooted
am
it.
glad, just for the sake of the discourse, that What Was I Made For won over I'm Just Ken. Although that performance was a showstopper, like we talked about.
Yeah.
But it makes sense,
Yeah.
the meaning for the song and what it meant to people. It's one of those things where, as people who are fans of award shows and giving recognition to artists, it's kind of frustrating, to be like, I'm giving this award for a second time, just like with Emma Stone, to somebody and not giving somebody else their first time win,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which is frustrating. But it's a good song. It's just a bummer because it feels like in some of those tech categories, it's like running into a buzzsaw. In the upper tier categories like acting and stuff, it's running into buzzsaws that are just better movies, plain and simple.
And I would say it got celebrated more than any other movie at like actual ceremony.
Yeah, for sure.
It got celebrated more than any other film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It got celebrated during all the monologues, the speeches, the nominations. Rita Moreno, like, she gave her whole speech about America Ferrera and everything. You
Yeah.
know, Jimmy Kimmel gave his speech and everything. It got its accolades. It got the money.
Oh, but big
it got,
time,
It got
yeah.
the show. I'm Just Ken. Like,
You can't call that
Right.
movie not a success
No,
just
yeah.
because
No.
it didn't win awards.
people are gonna
Yeah.
remember that movie forever.
Yeah.
That's gonna
And-
be around.
Yeah, and that's enough.
Yeah.
Like,
It did what it needed to do.
hell,
It
the
yeah.
biggest movies we know weren't.
Star
Didn't
Wars
win
didn't.
Best- Star Wars
Star
didn't win
Wars
Best
won like a
Picture.
technical achievement award.
That's all it won. People are gonna remember Barbie and what
Yeah.
it said for
Absolutely.
decades.
100%.
But enough about the losers.
Yeah, let's talk about the big
Talk
winner.
about the winners.
Let's talk about it. Oppie did it.
Let's start with that.
Oppie did it.
got
There
Best
he is.
Director as well
even
as
seen- I
Nolan
don't know.
won. Sorry, Nolan won Best Director and it also won Best Picture.
Nolan finally did it, guys.
Like we said from our predictions,
Yeah.
that was easy. Like,
Yeah.
we all knew Oppie was gonna take this night.
It
And-
didn't feel like a sweep at the beginning. Like
Well,
if-
it did. Yeah, a lot of their
Yeah.
categories didn't come up until towards the end.
Like, it didn't win adapted, which I was surprised by.
Didn't win production.
Didn't
design.
win sound, which I was surprised by, but not disappointed.
Yes, because Zone.
Zone of Interest actually won.
Great.
which
which
is
is like-
wonderful.
Very
That
well
is great
deserved.
because that's
It's
what I
the movie.
wanted to win.
it's
Yeah.
the movie.
What else didn't win? I think that was the only ones that I didn't like.
I mean, it
Pretty
didn't win the
huge to
Poor
win.
Things text, right?
It didn't win those, but it still won a
Rightfully
lot.
so, though, 'cause
Rightfully so.
Like, the things that Poor Things won in its tech boards were like you could see it on screen, like costume design, production design.
Right.
Like, those are like those two things are fantastical as opposed to Oppenheimer. Like,
Which are realistic and
They're-
historical.
they're historical, right? Yeah.
But yeah, it won all the major awards, and I would say somewhat rightfully so. I know we all have preferences, right? We all love different movies more. If you watched our Oscar predictions episode, all of our should wins for picture were not Oppenheimer. Not saying
Yeah.
that it doesn't deserve it.
Yeah,
But-
we all really like Oppenheimer.
But none of us are mad.
Not at all.
None of us
No.
are.
No, that makes
not
sense to
even
us.
like slightly upset. Like Oppenheimer winning Best Picture makes more sense than Coda winning Best Picture.
Yeah.
Makes more sense than Green Book winning
Yeah.
Best Picture. I feel like those are the only two times where it does make more sense.
Crash.
Well, I mean, like,
It's obvious.
In
I'm
recent
talking
years.
in more recent memory.
And
in internet history.
And I'll say
you know,
this:
since
everything
2008.
everything you said about Barbie just having a lasting impact, like Oppenheimer clearly is also going to have
Oh,
a
yeah.
lasting.
That'll be around.
Like that movie's legacy is going to be remembered for a very long time. And no, I mean it makes sense. It's such an impressive film. It's from a director who's just been putting out incredible work for so long. It felt like the right moment, and that movie was just it blew everybody away.
Yep.
Literally.
Literally. I'll say this. The bomb drop sequence I think is the best achievement in Nolan's career.
It's
The
pretty
drop
good.
sequence?
I think that sequence leading into the
third
scene
Of
with
him presenting.
yes,
about
I
it?
think that is
Oh,
the
yeah.
best work Christopher Nolan has ever
I
done
think
as a filmmaker.
Everybody says the third act of Oppenheimer after the Trinity test is kind of like dull
Oh,
because everybody
I think it's
thinks
fantastic.
no, but that's what a lot of like general audiences say, and I find it fascinating because to me it's like that's when it really gets interesting. Where
Yeah.
it's like the
It's like the
thematic
fallout.
That's
content.
probably
Yeah.
the people who've only seen it once.
Yeah,
Because I thought that when I seen it once, I'll admit, I was like, Oppenheimer had me for the first two acts, and then the third act was like not as strong, so I gave it 4 stars originally,
Mm.
and then it went to 4.5 when I was like, oh shit, like no, it all comes like once you understand the third act and once you know that, once
Yeah.
you rewatch it, like oh my god, the whole film is even better once you know that.
yeah,
Yeah. Ludwig also won for
Oh,
original score, which
excellent.
is excellent.
Excellent.
Predicted,
yeah,
by
that's
all of us,
Another
I think, but,
two-time
like,
Oscar winner.
but rightfully deserved, right?
yeah.
Absolutely. Why don't we talk about a win that Ethan was especially enthusiastic about? Godzilla minus
Where
one
is
won
he?
something.
Where is
winner.
he? Should I go get him? No,
He's
I
right
won't.
there. He's up above you.
But they don't see him in the frame.
Oh, yeah.
Listen, oh man, I couldn't understand what the dude was saying for most of his speech, which is fine
Yeah.
because he doesn't know English.
But he was so
like,
passionate.
But he was trying so hard because yes, he really valued this win,
Yeah, he did.
and
And
rightfully
it's
so.
meaningful. It's very
And-
meaningful.
Oh man, I'm so happy
Yeah.
that my favorite movie of the year got an Oscar. That doesn't happen too often.
Yeah.
Let's be honest here.
And it's well deserved. The way that they brought Godzilla to life was just incredible. It's incredible. I mean, quite frankly, I think Godzilla looks better in that movie than it does in the Warner Brothers movies.
I agree with that.
And the Warner Brothers movies has how much more of a
200
budget
something
Yeah.
mil,
than
who knows
this
now.
one? Like it's incredibly impressive what they pulled off. And like I said in the predictions video, I knew there was a lot of goodwill for that movie.
Oh, yeah.
And this was a great opportunity for it to get celebrated. And he was over the moon. He even described it like he felt like a Rocky Balboa sort of situation, like an underdog coming up. And it was just an inspirational win, seeing this passionate team make this movie. And, they got to celebrate on the stage. It was awesome.
I'm just thankful that ABC's a book banning didn't win.
I had
got
a
that
feeling there was a
prediction wrong.
chance.
I
Thank God.
don't know. I was like Vegas was counting on it. I was on Vegas's side for that one, but I'm glad I got that wrong because that movie was atrocious.
Yeah.
But going back to Godzilla,
Yeah.
it just goes to show that you can have the best VFX in the world, but the only way for people to actually understand and take in that VFX is if you believe in the characters and the stakes of the story.
Mm-hmm.
So people will be like, well, why didn't this blockbuster win best visual effects at the Oscars? Because you need a good. I truly feel you need a good script and a good direction. Your VFX can be the best in the world, but if you don't have a good script and a good direction,
Mm-hmm.
then it's just noise.
Yeah. 100%.
Even no matter how high quality it looks, I'm looking at you Marvel movies, not in the last few years, but before that, I bet they're wondering why they haven't won a VFX Oscar, you need the synthesis between writing and direction. Those are the things that guide great VFX, and that's what Godzilla -1 achieved.
I agree.
Because
100%.
it is since 1954. I've seen every Godzilla movie. Since 94, we have never seen as good of a human drama since
The first movie.
the very first movie directed by Ishiro Honda,
Mhm.
And once I saw them win, I was just
Over the moon.
It was
over the
great.
moon. I felt like I was part of the team.
Yeah.
Because I've been rooting for this big lizard for years, He's never had recognition at the Oscars.
Mhm.
Godzilla's never won an award,
But now he has.
but now he has. He's an Oscar winner, everybody.
There he
So
is.
let's celebrate that. Woo!
Nice.
I love it.
We also have another landmark for Japan. Hayao Miyazaki won an Oscar today.
Hey.
Oh my God, I forgot about
Boy and
of
the
course.
Heron.
I mean, he's won before.
Chris and
Has
I
he won?
He won for
Oh,
Spirited,
Spirited
Away.
Away, right,
Spirited
right.
Away.
No, but we got it right this year.
We guessed this one.
And
We
thankfully
fought.
so.
We fought.
I
the
thought
Spider-Verse.
Spider-Verse was going to come out.
I wouldn't have been surprised either
Yeah.
if they did, but
It's,
I had a feeling. I don't know what
yeah,
it was.
I think the feeling was that hey, Spider-Verse, the animation is impressive,
but not everyone loves
we
the
got-
story.
but
Well, then
I
again.
don't think it was even that. I just think yes, we saw that a couple years earlier.
Mm.
The last time we saw a Hayao Miyazaki film in his prime was 2013.
Mm.
And do you guys
10 years?
even remember the best animated film of 2013?
What was the Pixar film that year?
It was Brave.
It,
Was it Brave?
yeah,
No,
Brave
I
won
think it was the year
2012.
after.
No,
And
Brave
then
was
I think it
2012.
was
and
Frozen.
No, Frozen won 2012 because I remember Frozen and Wreck-It Ralph came out. No,
No.
wait, it was Frozen.
Frozen was 2013.
Yeah, it was Frozen.
And then 2014 was
Oh
Big
my
Hero
God,
6.
fuck
So
that movie. I'm just so happy that The Boy and the Heron won. We don't know if Hayao Miyazaki's gonna make it. He said he's gonna make another film, but dude,
You never know.
He's in his 90s. We never know. He takes 10 years to make a film. If this is his last film, good. He won an Oscar for it.
Yeah.
But over the moon.
That-
over Boy and the Heron.
And another big-time director finally got his first Oscar, Wes Anderson.
Yes.
And
He
he
wasn't
wasn't even
there.
there.
He
Neither
wasn't
he
even
or
there.
Miyazaki were there,
He's
but they both
filming,
won.
He's filming his next film.
Yeah.
With Benicio del Toro and Michael
That
Cera.
dude, he's always cooking.
Yeah.
Wes Anderson, you can't get him out of the kitchen. He's always
Yeah.
cooking. But congratulations to him for winning Best Short Film.
I love you, boy.
Yeah.
I know you're not watching, but hey, Houston, Texas. I know that you're from there.
Okay.
okay. All right.
I know we already talked about the best, congratulating Oppenheimer
Yeah.
on Best Picture.
Yeah, who
Seven
won first?
awards, by the way. That's
7.
That's
Seven.
I think
the leader.
Great
of the
haul.
Everything Everywhere, I think, had a similar haul last year.
Something
I
like
think it
that.
had
Yeah.
7.
But
Yeah.
they didn't have $850 million too. $850 million and 7 awards for an R-rated near 3 hour long movie.
Historical.
Historical drama. Yeah.
I
Movies
feel
are
like
back.
we're so back. That to me signals that this is going to be an exciting decade.
Oh yeah, the 20s are here. The Roaring 20s are here.
And
They've been here.
And even with Dune 2, that could win Best Picture next year for all I care.
Yeah.
Fuck, I hope it does.
And the person who announced Best Picture this year, we love Al Pacino. Oh man.
I walked on stage 3 minutes ago and I took a nap, and now I'm here to present Best
Yeah.
Picture.
Not only did he not announce the nominations,
He didn't. He didn't.
He
announce
didn't-
any-
He didn't. Not only. No, he didn't.
he didn't at all.
He straight up didn't.
But
He just
No.
opened the envelope.
and casually said, "I see Oppenheimer, Emma. Oh, Oppenheimer."
Yeah. He was like, oh, yes, it is.
And then you when he said Oppenheimer for the first time, you hear the faint "Oh woo, woo," and then when he finds out, everyone,
See, it's not like in years past. We also have Liza Minnelli who did Coda.
Coda,
Coda.
yeah,
Gaga.
just
Yeah.
blurted it out.
To be fair, was anyone on the edge of their seat for
No.
this Best
No,
Picture?
we knew
I don't
it.
think anybody. In the audience
That's why it was so
either.
funny because
But
we could watch it perfectly without anticipation.
But I love recognizing all the movies and the
Yeah.
nominations and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And that's Jane Fonda for Parasite. That was
That was
That
a
was,
wonderful-
that was
That was a
her
good win.
delivery.
Excellent
was
reveal.
Perfect.
Where it's
Yeah.
Just the
like-
right timing.
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
not only that, it's a big surprise. Even though Bong had won director, like
International.
1917 was like there.
No,
I
yeah.
don't think people expected Parasite to clean house that much that year.
Right.
So I
Yeah.
think it was still just she knew the moment and her delivery was perfect.
But like
Yeah.
with this year, it's like I get it. We all knew it was coming, especially after one director.
Right.
But it was like it was just hilarious. It's just anticlimactic and lovely.
It could have been more anticlimactic. If it was just a boring, like they announced the nominees and then they announced the
They're like
winner,
Oppenheimer.
at least it was memorable.
It
At least it was funny. Yeah, it was
was.
genuinely funny.
Yeah.
Hey,
I
you
love
can't hate on that.
Pacino, man. He's a legend, you know?
was-
Let the man
He is a
do what he
legend.
wants.
This was
you
a
know?
ceremony full of moments. You know, every Oscars there's like something that happens that
Yeah.
we'll memorize.
Oh, yeah.
years to
But at
come.
least there was no like was there like a controversial moment in the show?
Not really. No.
No. It was a rather safe Oscars, I feel.
It was.
With good funny moments.
Especially since Kimmel, I feel like, is generally a pretty safe comedian. Like, he
Yeah.
doesn't do anything too risque.
That's why they got Kimmel. I feel
He's like the
Keeps
Billy
it clean,
Crystal of
yeah.
this
relatively
day, because
speaking.
Billy Crystal would host like all the awards in the '90s, and I
Yeah.
think they found a host where it's like, okay, low risk, we'll just bring this guy back if we can't find somebody else,
Yeah.
because at least we know what to expect.
And
There's
he's-
not going to be.
and
any
he's not like
curveballs.
overtly hated by anyone
He's
specific.
not
well,
like.
not
I
super,
mean, he's
right?
fine. Like I know
Yeah,
you don't
he's
like
fine.
him.
The thing is, he had some good, like the John Cena bit was good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was very well done.
I can't remember any other like good joke that he had. Like, but I can't remember any bad joke he had either.
It was not Joe Coy at the Golden Globes.
It wasn't Joe Coy.
It wasn't that.
Yeah, but
And
like,
that we're thankful for.
but still, like,
We're thankful for these Oscars.
then again, I can't remember like. Who do you think is the greatest Oscar host? Let me go down the line. Who do you think is the greatest Oscar host in
I
history?
don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I
either.
would-
It's also tough
Neil
in the
Patrick
time
Harris.
that we.
I love Neil
Patrick
Patrick
I
Harris.
like Neil
Which-
Patrick
Which
Harris.
year did he
I-
host? I don't even remember.
It was like mid 2010s.
Yeah,
Yeah.
somewhere.
Before Ellen.
Sometime in high
Was it
when
after
we were in high
Franco?
school.
Yeah.
okay.
I like him.
After
I remember
Franco.
the
before.
Franco Hathaway
That was crazy.
double bill.
I think they get John Mulaney next year.
You think so?
He hosted the Governor
Well-
Awards and he killed.
Yeah.
He did
So
kill.
good.
I was watching those clips. He did kill.
Yeah.
But like you said, what did you say?
Well, I didn't say it. I just had a friend who said that, his ex-wife is writing a book about their relationship. If we'll hopefully
see.
we'll
Hopefully.
see if his
See
reputation
what she
is still
says.
where it's at right now.
trying
but
to
yeah,
make it
he'd be a
fun.
good host.
It's not your fault.
In a dream, okay. Why don't we ask this, and maybe this will help us close out the show.
Yeah.
If you had a dream scenario where you could select the host, anyone, who would it be?
Oh, come on, Ethan. I know your answer should be
What should my answer should be?
the Muppets.
Oh.
Have the Muppets host the telecast.
that would be
Kermit the
smart.
Frog
Yeah.
and Miss Piggy.
Kermit the Frog and Miss
if,
Piggy.
If they
yeah.
hosted the Muppets, that would be great. My second would be Rory Scovel,
Oh,
my favorite stand-up comedian right now. But the appropriate answer would be Kermit the Frog, Miss Piggy. It's too easy. What the
It's-
hell are they doing? It's ABC.
Disney.
You own both of those things. What are you doing? Why don't you? Why
man.
don't you,
Okay, we're going on a Muppet
why,
rant
no,
right now.
Yeah, that's fine. It's gonna happen.
No.
Why don't you even? The Game Awards have Muppet hosts topics. Why don't you have a Muppet host even one topic?
Too niche, maybe.
Too niche.
Everybody loves
the
the Muppets.
gamers. If the gamers love the Muppets, then the gamers represent.
I think they're
most of
afraid that
America
if they
these
have the
days.
Muppets host, that it'll come across as if like the whole ceremony is a joke. And these people, they're too.
They're
They're
too.
too. It's
yeah.
too,
It's
too
the
many
biggest
egos.
award ceremony
Maybe
of
the
the
Yeah.
Muppets and they have a friend who's a host, and they're there
Tim
for
Robbins.
the bits.
No,
Just
here's
kidding.
how you do it. You have the Muppets do the opening monologue, and then they just do the in-betweens. And then you sell the show on who's presenting the awards. So get Zendaya, get John Cena, get
Yeah,
get
stars.
who's ever big that year. Advertise the show based on them, but then say, hey, it's hosted by Kermit the Frog and Miss Piggy.
Yeah.
And that's how you do it. Have Fozzie Bear do a bit in between. Have the Greek Gonzo shoot himself out of cannon. Whatever.
Yeah.
It would be
No,
it would be the greatest Oscars
I'd be down.
in history.
I'd be down. I think.
I think that. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have someone in
No,
mind?
no.
Do you have someone in mind?
No host.
The Simpsons would be funny.
You like the no host better?
I like the no host.
You like the
better.
no host?
I
No.
think because here's
What
the,
year did they do that?
they did that 3
The
years
last
in a
three,
row.
3
years
Before,
prior.
because they brought Kimmel
2020.
back last year,
It was-
and then the years before that.
It was
Wait.
after the Shape of Water year because they were gonna have Kevin Hart do it.
Oh, and then that
Then
went
the-
to shit.
He's gonna smash a dollhouse on whatever. I don't know.
What?
No,
That's why
that
he
was
canceled-
his controversy.
That's why he was like. That's why he was kicked off because he said if he had a kid who was homosexual, he'd smash a dollhouse on their head. Rightfully so. That's a fucked up thing to say. And then they're like, okay, but we can't hire anybody else after that.
Yeah.
What was the year that they had like Amy Schumer and
That
like
was
Wanda
that was the
Sykes?
Coda year.
That was
Okay,
Coda year.
that was
Coda
that
Will
was
Smith.
no
It
good.
was a mess.
I will say, unless you have an experienced duo together, no random pairings.
No.
Yeah.
I think it should be one host, or you get like a duo who's worked together for years. Like I'm watching it. I'm watching Only Murders in the Building right now. I think Steve Martin Short would be a great duo to have up there. They work well together. Steve Martin's done it before.
Yeah.
Everybody likes them. They're agreeable. They're funny. They're great. Put them up on there. They'd be fine.
Honestly, it's either no host or John Mulaney because I think he did great at the Governor Awards, and I've never
be
seen
good.
somebody so respectfully like talk about the movies while also joking with the audiences.
Yeah.
I've been recording this episode of Stacked for over 30 minutes.
It
Over
feels like that.
30
And it
minutes.
feels like over 30 minutes. He's a good comedian.
Yeah.
But that's just how all of his jokes are
and that's fine.
vocally presented.
Any other last thoughts
you-
on this show?
How about this, Chris? Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker.
Oh.
Would that be?
That'd be fun. That would unite the world.
Okay, if
World
Ru-
peace would happen
Rush
immediately.
Hour 2 is gotta come out next.
Rush
year.
Hour 4.
Four.
Rush Hour 4.
Rush Hour 2.
Where
Oh, we gotta
they
watch
hell-
that movie.
where
Let's watch
am
that
I?
movie.
Let's watch that movie after this. That's my favorite Rush Hour movie. Why did I say
It's
that?
excellent. Anyway,
Anyways,
it might be out. That'd be a good way to
might
promote
be
it
out.
too.
I feel like that'd be a good way. At least they gotta present one category together, right?
That'd be great. That'd be lovely.
Maybe they already have. We don't know. Because I think we were too young for any Rush Hour movie to come out during the Oscars, or for us to even remember that. You know what I would say? If it weren't the Muppets, Ryan Gosling and Russell Crowe.
I think
The Nice Guys.
Oh my God!
I mean-
know they've done it before. And they killed it.
I could see Gosling doing it after seeing the I'm Just Ken number. Like that's a showman.
Right.
That is like a modern day like Gene Kelly. Like, oh my goodness.
And you know what makes it so good? It's like you can tell that he doesn't really care.
Yeah.
And
He's
that's
just
what
it's
makes
effortless.
It fucking cool.
Yeah.
That's what makes it cool.
And with that,
Yeah. That's the Oscars. this
Wonderful,
year.
Oscars this year.
wonderful year of cinema.
Good year.
that should
Great
be
year
the
of
end of our
cinema.
Good
coverage
year.
until maybe the fall.
Oh my God! Are you guys like relieved to like not have to worry about Oscars until January?
A little bit. I'm happy to
I-
now focus on my own like film watching projects and not have this
Yeah.
weight of like, oh, I need to watch all the nominees, which I failed to do this year. Sorry, Brandon.
It's okay.
He
I
was
knew it
very
was gonna happen.
disappointed. Yeah. I tapped out. I
Yeah.
had stuff come up and I just did not have the energy to do it, but I don't know. It's nice to have it, done for a little bit and then
It's
we'll
okay. It's okay,
You
Chan.
still saw more than me.
Yeah.
You can do for next year. You'll do it, right?
We all saw Dune
we'll
2.
see. I'll see how the year's playing out. I'll see how the year's looking.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Until then,
Until then, guys.
Until
All
then.
right.
thanks
Thank
for
you so
joining
much
us.
for watching us. Hope you enjoyed the Oscars. Maybe you didn't. I don't know. But enjoy us for this next year stacked. Talking about other movies.
Bye.
Bye.
Later.